Okay, so I've had this theory about Not One for a while, and like whenever I post it on TikTok, it doesn't really get like popular or people don't really see it. So like I'm bringing it to YouTube Shorts. Now, I made a video like this a few hours ago, but like there were some issues with it, so I decided to delete it and just redo it. So when it comes to Not One, there have been like a lot of issues, and I'll go into a deeper dive of those issues when I make my YouTube video about it. But like when it comes to Not One, a lot of complaints that I've personally seen and I also have is kind of how out there Not One feels in the nation. Like when you look at the other nations of Teyvat, they have like a certain aesthetic to it. More specifically their technology. Like while their technology is like advanced, because yeah, it's a little advanced, I won't lie, there's still like some stylized components, like the Ruin Guards. Like yeah, are the Ruin Guards like technically robots? Yes, they are. But they're robots made out of wood. Let's look at Fontaine too, because a lot of people bring up Fontaine too. Fontaine, while yes, they do have robots, they are robots that are, well, made from clockwork pieces. Like they're very obviously inspired by like steampunk. So yeah, it's a bit more technologically advanced than ours, but there's still like a fantastical element to it. Then you get into Not One, and Muvaka is just on a fucking motorcycle. She is dressed up like a biker, and it's like it doesn't, like, it feels like lazy character design. It doesn't even do like the character designs. I'll get. Let me stay on track. But anyway, my theory for Not One is the reason why I feel so out of place is because I feel like they were trying to put Zenless Zone Zero influences into Genshin Impact because they wanted to try and like get players from Genshin Impact to play Zenless Zone Zero. And why do I think that? Well, yes, Genshin Impact and Zenless Zone Zero would be in two completely different directional departments. I do feel like they were taking a risk with Zenless Zone Zero because Zenless Zone Zero, unlike their other games, would have no connection with like Honkai Star Rail or Genshin Impact. So, well, just Honkai Impact, Honkai Star Rail. It wouldn't have any connection to either of those games. It would have its own lore, its own characters, with no connection to the other. Maybe a few like throwaway gags about it, but nothing else that really matters. So they probably thought to themselves like, oh, what if this doesn't do so well because it's like its own separate thing? Like there's no connection or anything. So they decided to implement like certain things, and you'll see that like, for example, the latest character that got leaked, Varessa. Look at her playstyle. Then look at the playstyle for Zenless Zone Zero characters. Another indicator, the font. All the other nations had the exact same font over and over again when it came to each nation and releasing the characters. But when you go to Not One, they completely changed the font. They completely changed how they did character trailers. And while yes, that's also good as well, at the same time you have to wonder, is it because of Zenless Zone Zero?